Learn how to use C# notebooks in Azure Cosmos DB in this episode of Azure Tips and Tricks. When you are creating an application that uses Azure Cosmos DB, it is useful to experiment with code that uses that Cosmos DB. In Azure Cosmos DB, you can use C# notebooks that enable you to write C# code that interacts with Cosmos DB. Let's try it out. Here in the Azure portal is an already existing Cosmos DB. I've populated it with data by using the Start with Sample button here. To use notebooks, I first need to enable them here. Complete setup, and there it goes. This creates a notebook workspace in the Cosmos DB. That's it right there. Let's try it by creating a new notebook from here. Okay, this is the new notebook. It has a new cell that can run code. You can also create cells that display text. Let's see, I'll start with this. The sample data contains person data, and this is a representation of that. This is C# and I can run it with this button here. Make sure that the language setting is set to C#. No errors, so this seems okay. Okay, let's add another code cell. And in here I paste this code. This code connects to the Cosmos DB and executes a query against it using the cosmosdb.net SDK. It then puts the query results in a list of person objects and outputs that by simply adding it to the last line of code. This triggers the notebook to start the data visualization feature. Also note that I don't have to insert the actual endpoint and key here. These are already known by the system. Let's run this. Here we go. This results in a table with the data. Cool! And in this visualization, I can switch to other views of the data. This is why notebooks are so cool to use. Okay, that worked. The workspace also contains a gallery. Let's take a look. This gallery contains example notebooks that you can browse and download to your workspace to play with and learn from. Pretty cool. The Azure cosmosdb.net SDK enables you to manage your Azure Cosmos DB and interact with its data. Now you can use the SDK in intelligent notebooks within Azure Cosmos DB that enable you to run code, add descriptive texts, and visualize data. Go and check it out.